guys? Welcome to Stanford with Ben and Stanford with Eden.
Hello.
Guys, we're gonna do an episode talking about how we met and why we're here. We're just gonna make a funny one, entertaining one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where this is gonna go.
I know. I'm so excited, actually. We filmed like some stuff before this just to kind of give you guys a little bit of a teaser. And we were already arguing. So it's, it's going to be good when like it hasn't even started yet and we're already shooting the shit. But no, I'm super excited just because I feel like we're obviously two different hosts under the same umbrella. And I think it's good for people to understand that like we do talk about similar stuff, but it's still a little bit different. And I think it's cool for people to like know how we met and kind of how we ended up here, because I always wonder that with other people too. I'm like, how did they even get there?
That's true. And it's cool because you guys are gonna be able to realize that Eden is really mean to me, and it's been hard because like my confidence and my self-esteem has been. Just kidding, guys.
Okay, do you know what's so funny? As women, we always talk about gaslighting. That's like the definition of. Do you know what gaslighting even means?
That's okay. What's gaslighting?
Thank you. Okay, so women complain about this all the time.
We're in like 3 minutes soon. I already hit this.
I'm just here to just like beat you in every argument. Okay, so gaslighting is like if a guy tells. Okay, so let's just say I came to you with a concern. Like, let's just say we're dating, right? And I come to you with
gaslighting is minimizing something.
No.
He's like thinking that your experience is like not that important, or like putting it down. It's like, oh, it's not big of a deal. Like, stop complaining kind of thing, right?
No. Gaslighting is like if I came up to you, say we're together, right? And I said, hey, something that you're doing is bothering me and I want to talk about it so that we can find like a solution or whatever. I'm sure most women are not going to approach it that good, but she's mad at you for something that you're doing. Gaslighting would be to take the problem that she says you have and turn it around and make it her fault.
So you're saying that I'm the one that... Dude, I'm like...
You just gaslit me. Like, you literally like...
I'm like the nicest dude.
You're the one that makes fun of me all the time.
You bully me. I'm always complimenting you.
Really?
Why did I say before the episode started?
You said I looked jacked. Okay, you know what? That is a compliment.
All right, let's start with this. People want to know how we met.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, how did we meet, Ben? Because I want to know if you remember this. Because I
was one day reading books.
Uh-huh.
And I checked my DMs.
No!
And Eden was like...
Such a liar! You're such a liar!
She shot her shot, but it's like, nah, bro, like, I'm good.
You're an idiot. No, that's not at all what happened. Do you actually even remember how we met?
Okay, so we met at the gym.
Because I feel like guys are bad with details and memories. Like, my dad's like that.
I have a pretty bad memory, but I remember we met at the gym.
Okay.
I was lifting. And
yeah.
Then we had
you were with like a group of friends.
We have a common friend.
Yeah.
And then it's like, hey, what's up? My name is Ben. My name is Eden.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Guardian of Eden. And then I don't know if I made a joke about it. Probably I did.
I think you did, actually.
But then, yeah, and then I think we started following each other on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the whole Stanford thing was coming into, like, reality, I think I just hit you up and I was like, dude, like, I think it'd be perfect. We should talk.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a question. When we met, what was your first impression of me? Don't lie.
Next subject. Next question.
What? Why? That's the whole point. You want to ask stuff on here that's going to be like, you have to tell me.
Okay, what do you think about the weather in Utah?
I don't know. Actually, speaking of the weather, okay, it is really ironic that you just mentioned the weather because I called my mom. Yeah, I kid you not. I called my mom yesterday.
It was like 100 degrees.
No, I called my mom yesterday. For those of you who are from Utah, you don't understand because... And if you're not from Utah, you will understand what I'm about to say. I swear, I called my mom yesterday and I said, Mom, the people here are wimps. You guys do not know what hot is.
Well,
I'm from Arizona.
Yeah.
Like,
Porter, he was like, bro, he's always wearing pants and stuff. And I'm like, why are you wearing pants? It's like 100 degrees outside.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, in Arizona, this is like winter.
Yeah.
Basically.
I mean, okay, no, it's not like winter.
I'm exaggerating. But
apparently, it's been a warm summer here. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. But, like, I was walking my dog yesterday in the middle of the afternoon. No one's out. It's a ghost town. And I'm like, this weather's nice. It was probably like
90-something.
Yeah, 92 or something like that. But I really called my mom last night because I was outside studying in my yard at night. Because I was like, the weather is phenomenal. It was like 85. Yeah. That is unheard of. In Arizona, like, it gets so hot during the day, but at night it doesn't cool down. it stays super hot. So it's like, this has been so nice for me.
That
So it's
sucks.
funny. Everyone's complaining here in Utah. They're like, it's so hot. And I did hear that it was a warmer summer for you guys. Right? It was a warmer summer.
I mean, I'm not from Utah, so I'm like an outsider.
Okay, obviously you're from Chile. But like, isn't this the only state you've lived in?
Yeah. I've been in like, I visited other states though, but yeah,
When did you move here?
in 2021. But anyway, let's go back to the question. Because let's
That
talk-
you didn't want to answer, but now
let's
you're
talk
going
about
to
it. It was a
answer?
joke. It was a joke.
Oh, okay.
What was my first impression?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't make an opinion on my first impression. I used
fair.
to before, but then I started learning that. I mean, first impressions, even though they're important, they're not everything. Because for me, like, sometimes I come across as a dick or something like that.
Yeah.
But when people get to know me, they actually realize that I'm actually a nice guy.
Yeah.
You know, so
That's fair. That's a good point.
That's when I stopped like judging people in the first like impression. But I mean, I didn't have a lot of information to make an opinion about it, but probably I would say you seem like, okay, you come across because for your person,
No, I'm okay.
like a boss girl, I would say.
Okay. For the
Like,
record, nothing really offends me. You can say anything.
Like
don't get
I
offended.
could say that because you're tall, you're working out, you're like, you seem smart, so he's like, you don't take crap from anybody.
And we did talk about school, so I did mention, I think, that I was in med school.
Like that's like the vibe I get from you.
'Kay.
The first time I met you, was like tall, worked out, med school. Like,
Do you think I'm approachable
like a
or no?
smart-ass. What?
Do you think I'm approachable? Or not? Because just with like, and we'll transition to this, but like even my parents have said like with dating, they're like, you're just like intimidating. And I'm like,
But I think it's a good thing though.
to be intimidating?
Yeah.
Why? Because some people don't want to talk to you because they're scared. I don't want to be scary. Like as a girl, I don't want to be scary.
Yeah, but like it's like pros and cons because you avoid the weird guys and guys taking advantage of you.
Are you saying that you mean that like somebody who is a good guy is going to be somebody that would talk to me?
What are you talking about, the gym?
Yeah, for example.
I just have a hard time like talking to people at the gym. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just me.
That's fair. I feel like girls, there's this weird thing.
I've just been rejected so many times at the gym that I don't even try anymore.
Are you for real?
I swear.
Dude, I feel
Like
it's
annoying. It's
that's so weird.
And now that if I talk to a girl, I never ask for stuff because I like.
Yeah.
I just like to like I changed my mindset like a while ago of I don't have any agenda with people. Mm-hmm. Like instead of me trying to get something from you, I'm like, what can I give you, or like how can I add value to your life? So even like with girls, when I talk to girls at the gym, I'm like I just talk to them without like any agenda, just to like be a good guy or just be cool.
I see what you're saying.
Just to be friendly, and it's cool because like the thing is, what are most guys doing? Most guys are hitting on girls. I don't want to be like everybody else, like doing the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, I'm like, okay, what can I do different? Okay, all these girls, they're used to somebody like getting their phone number, or your Instagram, oh, you look good on stuff.
Yeah.
But what if a guy approaches and he's like, oh, just starts a conversation and don't get anything from them?
Yeah.
So it causes like an impression. That's what I think.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think it's weird because there is this big stigma that if a guy is hitting on a girl, it's creepy. And so guys don't do it because they're scared. I mean, I guess some people might have like fear of rejection.
I mean, I'll do it, but at the gym it's kind of weird because like they're working out and
yeah.
stuff.
But I feel like any guy, and maybe you can tell me if I'm wrong or right, I feel like guys have told me we would love for girls to hit on us. That's not weird to us.
I honestly, I really like when girls take initiative.
Okay, why am I hearing that everywhere?
I think it's
so many guys have said that.
Because I don't know. I feel like this is for me because I'll make a move and everything, but like if most girls here, they expect the dude to do everything, and that pisses me off.
Do you think that's a Utah thing, or do you think that's like a girl thing in general?
Thing.
I think so too.
I'm used to, like, if I like someone, they're gonna like me back, and they're gonna say something or do something, so it makes it natural.
Yeah.
Here it's really forced. It comes to a point that, like, I go out with a girl for like a third time, and I'm like, I don't even know if this girl likes me or not. And I'm like, I've shown it, but then like I stopped going out with them.
Yeah.
And then I found out that they actually like me. I'm like, bro, but you didn't say anything. You didn't show. Like, how am I supposed to?
Yeah, you're like, I can't. Yeah.
You know, like it's just weird.
Why do you think girls here are different? Because I feel the same way, and maybe it's for different reasons. But I feel like the girls here are weird. Like when I moved here, people were like, oh, you're going to meet like the Utah girl, like there is a Utah girl type. And I was like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. No, there's not. And
Well,
it's
just so
true.
you guys know, we're gonna make fun of a lot of Utah stuff because that's the purpose of this episode. Because we're not from Utah, so
Yeah, fair.
okay. Sorry to interrupt you.
Do you agree with that? That like the girls here are different and why?
Oh, I totally agree. The thing is, you have a lot of attractive, like beautiful girls here.
Yes, I would agree with you. There's lots of pretty girls.
I don't know if there's other states that you see a lot of white girls as here. Like it's crazy.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
this is what I think because they're really attractive physically. They've always depended on their looks, so they never developed anything else. So you have 4 areas in your life.
Yeah.
Physically, spiritually, mentally, and financially.
Yeah.
Because they always relied on the physical area, they never developed skills mentally. They never work on the relationship with God.
Yeah.
They never work on something financially. They never
Yeah.
became valuable because for them it was always easy because, oh, I'm attracted guys. Life is easy to me because I'm pretty.
Yeah.
Because God gave me that. You know, they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
They barely work out and that's it.
Yeah.
So it's easier for a girl. Now it's funny because like, and maybe it's the same thing with girls to guys.
Yeah.
But it's hard to find a girl that is like a 10 and has other stuff going on in the other areas in her life
Yeah.
because they always relied on looks.
Yeah.
So you have to look for a girl that maybe is not like white or blonde. Maybe it's like brunette because like blondes are always like, I'm like the prettiest, the hottest, whatever.
Yeah.
But because you're brunette, you're not like the hottest, but you're still pretty cute. Therefore, you have to make yourself more valuable because you're not in the top list for guys.
So you have to be doing other things with
Now
your
you
life.
work on your mental aspect, your relationship with God, your finances, just to be more attractive. That's what I think. Does that make any sense?
Hi. I'm right. You just described me, Ben.
But I think
For any guys out there, hi.
I think that's a good thing, though. I mean, yeah, that's my opinion.
Well, it's interesting because I agree.
Kind of like a fact, though. It's not an opinion.
No, it's true. I totally agree with you because it's so weird you just said that. So I take my dog to the dog park almost every night. We just had this conversation probably 2 nights ago.
With your dog?
No. Although I do talk to my dog. We were at the dog park with like a bunch of other people, and I've known them now since I got my dog. And they were
Like
talking.
like a dog group?
Yeah, so we're all just like friends and we all kind of go at the same time. And it was so interesting because they said the same thing. So there's this guy, John, right? He's from Australia and bless his heart, but he was like, look, I'm not the best looking guy by any means. So he's like, I've had to learn how to have a really good personality. I have a good job. I've tried to develop my sense of humor. And they were all saying that people who are good looking, they can get people without having to work on those other qualities. So it's so weird you mentioned that because we just had that conversation. I definitely do agree with that ideology. However, I do also think there's more to it in terms of like Utah specifically. I think that principle reigns true across the country. Like, I don't care what state you're in. If you're super hot, you can pull tail.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You know, but
No, I
Utah,
agree.
I think, is different. And I think it's the culture that I think makes girls like that in terms of like just kind of being surface level. And I do think that a big part of it comes from like the culture and how people are raised here. Because girls especially, I mean, obviously the majority of the culture here is LDS, and it's like girls are taught growing up. Like, I was never told that like my education was important.
But that's the thing, like, it's not like a church thing, because I'm a member of the church, and that was never things that my parents taught me or anything.
Well, yeah, but
I
the
think-
church teaches girls though that their purpose is to get married and have a family and all these things, which is fine. But that's what you're going to get. Like, you're going to get a girl that wants a man to take care of her, and she wants to have a family.
Which is fine. You know?
But the church doesn't emphasize really developing any other aspects of your life as a woman, and I can attest to that because I was raised in it. And so it's like never once was my education mentioned, and they even talked about growing up, you should never delay a family for your education, which I'm doing right now. So regardless, I do think that Utah specifically is different because of the religious culture that girls are raised in.
That's true.
They just expect a guy to take care of them, and I think it makes it really hard for women like me to date.
You know what's funny, though? Because, like, you mentioned the religious stuff, but most of these girls that are really hot or whatever, they barely believe in God, bro. Like, they don't even live like
that's a
other stuff.
whole other
So it's
can
like,
of
it doesn't
worms.
make any sense, because, like, even though they were raised like that, they don't even live anything now.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, I think girls here, I mean, and I'm not trying to say that every girl's like this, but I've personally seen it myself. Girls here, and guys too, guys are just as bad because I've experienced it. they try to like show face. They care so much about their reputation and what
Bro,
they look like.
It's so hard to like discern a good guy from a bad guy, and I've
Yeah.
said this multiple times because where I'm from,
Yeah.
I'm just a realist.
Yeah.
Like I'm used to like if you're like a bad dude, you're a bad dude.
Yeah.
If you're a good guy, you're a good guy. Like my friends that were like drunks and love to party, everybody knew who they were,
Yeah.
and that they're always
Because
like,
that's who they
they're
were. They owned it.
They're
Yeah.
always a mess. Here, people like, bro, like you have to
People
have,
you
like,
would
such
never
a good
expect.
BS detector.
Dude, I know. I'm so bad.
'Cause,
I'm
like,
so bad.
I would like know somebody for 4 months and like, oh, he's one of the great guys I know, and then 4 months down the road they would do something. I'm like, what?
Yes, and it makes zero sense.
Like it doesn't make any sense. Or like the same thing with girls that they have all these like, oh yeah, God, and they post all this stuff, but they're the freakiest ones,
yes.
like sexually or like
Yes.
stuff like that. I'm like, it doesn't make any sense.
It's so weird, and I do think it runs a lot deeper than people realize because it's like, and I've totally
But
experienced,
just keep it real, dude. Like,
but they can't though. They can't keep it real because here's the issue. The issue, and again, I'm not trying to bash any culture, or religion, or whatever it may be, but there's a prominent problem, especially with like, you mentioned it, like sexual health with the culture that's here, because it's like, I mean, for me, especially like growing up, I was not taught anything positive about sex until you're married, right? Or anything like that. It was just, you don't talk about it. It's, it's not good. But then it's like, I move here, right? So a lot of dates that I went on were with guys that were return missionaries. And they're not married yet, obviously, because they're dating.
but they're like
Here's the
the
problem.
nice
Yeah, they're like, okay, crap, here's the issue. I'm taught my whole life that sex is bad and sex is wrong and I shouldn't be doing this. But you're also a biological male. You are a human being with biological drives and desires.
And guys are more sexually driven
Yeah,
than girls.
and you
100%.
can't. I think it's not healthy to like
Or like in the
depress
first
those.
day, they're trying to get in your pants and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, you were talking about God, and that you want to get a family." Like it doesn't, like,
Yes.
doesn't align. But this is the thing, and like at least, like if you're gonna do that, which like, dude, it's fine. Like, okay, maybe you have those urges, whatever, but like, show that those things, like that's you, you know.
But
like,
that's-
don't make it like such a like a.
Yeah, but that's the vicious cycle though, is that they still want to be a part of their religion, right? But they can't seem to suppress these biological drives and desires, so those take over. They do want to be a good godly man, right? But then they go on a date with a girl that they think is pretty, things kind of get out of hand, and then say they sleep with them, right? And then because they are, they're horny, like that's men in their early 20s, like that's normal, and I don't think that it's wrong. I mean, personally, I don't think that it's wrong to have sex before marriage, but regardless, it's just the fact that after that date, they do that, then they feel guilty.
But
And then
this
they're
is
like,
the thing,
oh, I
if
need to
you're
repent.
horny, dude, like just show that you're horny. Like make jokes about it so people can know who you are.
But it's like they do.
I'm a touchy dude, for example.
Yeah.
And I can control like my urges and everything pretty well now.
Yeah.
But I'm always making like sexual jokes and stuff
Yeah.
like that just to show people like, dude, like it's a normal
Yeah,
thing.
this is me. Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna like hide it.
Yeah.
I love physical touch. Like
Yeah, so do I.
I love the connection. Like it's
Yes.
one of my main things.
Love
like,
languages.
yeah.
Yeah,
like
that's mine
physical
too.
touch and then like
Yeah.
friggin' quality time.
Yeah.
So like don't hide it.
I
you
know. And it's so weird, but it people hide it because they feel guilty about it. And they feel guilty because their culture has taught them that it's wrong. And so it's hard because guys go through these phases, and I've seen it and I've experienced it. They sleep with you and then they feel guilty. And then after they feel guilty, they repent, and then they're good for a couple months or a couple weeks, whatever. And then that urge comes up again, and then they do it again. And then they're just stuck in the cycle until eventually maybe they find somebody and they're like, oh, I really want to marry this person. But I also think that's not fair to the women, because here's the problem is like guys.
Like it's a special thing.
Yes.
Like it's a special bond. It's not just
100%.
good, like, to please myself or just to please you.
And I don't
It's
think
made
that
to
like one
connect
night
with
stands
people.
are good.
No,
Because it takes away the value of that experience.
Yeah.
For sure. I do think that it should be reserved for somebody that you have that connection with, or you're in love with, or you see a future with.
And that's what most problems with guys here is that they want to do stuff with girls not because they're attracted to the girl, but it's just like a selfish thing. Because I have to please myself. You gotta please
Yeah.
me. You're hot. Give me like what I want. I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, like Like, okay, that's cool and everything, but it comes from a place of love and connecting with the person.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm at a point that I'm like, I don't even like, even like with kissing, like people, like if I don't like you, like I'm not even gonna kiss. Like it doesn't
Oh
even
yeah. I'm very
like
yeah.
it doesn't even make sense. Like why would
Yeah.
I? Like all that stuff, like the physical touch and everything is made for a purpose to like it's more. I think it's cooler if you do that stuff with somebody that you're actually attracted to and you build a bond and connection and actually you love.
Oh, and I feel the same way because I think it's weird how people can do like one night stands or like you said, kiss or make out with somebody that they're not like super attracted to. Because for me, like I have to develop an emotional connection with somebody.
Yeah.
And I think that it's so bizarre that like you feel comfortable being that vulnerable with somebody that you don't feel like attracted to or safe with, or you don't have that connection. Because there's so much emotion involved, even your brain. Like when that's why I literally have a tattoo on my back of oxytocin because it's like
Of what?
oxytocin. So it's a neurotransmitter and it's called the love hormone.
Wait, did you put a neurotransmitter like a tattoo?
Yeah, it's on my back. Have you not seen it?
But it's like a medical thing?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah. It's on the back of my neck.
Wait, let me see it.
Yeah.
Turn it.
I don't know if you can really
Well, you have something underneath.
I don't know if you can really see it.
And that's a... that's a...
Yeah, it's oxytocin. Well, I'll freaking explain. Okay, so here's a little educational snippet for you guys.
Really like science to like
Yeah.
make a tattoo about.
Well, oxytocin is released in a couple situations. But the big one that I got the tattoo for
That's
is
so
because
you,
like
though.
it is so me, yeah. Like we talked about, physical touch is my love language, or my top one anyway. And so growing up, I was always a big hugger because
I'm always hugging people.
Me
bro. I
too.
hate this side hugs. I hate like this. I'm like, bro, show
Yeah,
me some
give me a
love.
hug,
Give
yeah.
me a hug. Like,
Yeah.
I want to slap you.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
it's either a slap or a hug, so take it back.
Yeah, just choose one.
I know. But like that, even your family members or even romantic relationships, like whenever you share intimacy with somebody or you show physical affection to somebody that you care about or love, and you can only do that if there's an emotional connection, you release oxytocin in your brain. It's the love, it's the feel good hormone.
Yeah.
And I think it's a beautiful thing, but if there's not that emotional connection there, you see changes in brain chemistry. You see this a lot in like girls who have been like sexually abused. There can
You
be,
start seeing a girl as just like a means to satisfy your needs.
and I hate that.
And that's so bad.
But-
And I get it. Okay, I get it when you're young. Okay, I'm not like justifying this because when you're young, you like a dude, you have all these sexual urges and drives and everything.
Yeah.
And you gotta learn how to control it.
Yeah.
But like it comes when you're older, like in your 20s and stuff like that. There's a bunch of dudes that they're just like dogs.
Yeah.
It's like a jungle.
But here's the thing too, right? And I think this totally goes back evolutionarily speaking and biologically speaking. Women have always had the capability to be more selective than men because women have to carry the child, right? So it's up to us to choose a mate. The problem is that women used to be way more selective, which then therefore caused men to have to show up. Because she's like, okay, I can have my pick. So which one of you is going to impress me the most?
Then you're saying that one of the problems is that girls have lowered their standards?
Yes. And so girls don't have as high of expectations because one of two things. One, they just don't care that a guy can
They just want attention.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
two, they, at the same time, they also feel like they can just put out and they don't care.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Here, there's a lot of like hookup culture and stuff like that.
Yes.
A lot.
Also,
Who-
I'm sorry, hookup culture is not like, I think we need to clarify this for people because I moved here. Hookup culture is not what you think it is.
Where do you think it is?
So from all the people that I've talked to here that like live in Provo, hookup culture is like making out and stuff. No, like if you hook up with somebody, like
I'm
you
talking
had
about, like,
you had
sex.
sex with someone.
Okay, well, let's just put everything in the same, like making out, sex, and everything. Just like jumping from
Okay.
girl to girl and guy to
Okay,
guy, like
okay,
all that stuff.
okay, continue.
Like using this without a purpose of actually building a connection with somebody else.
Okay,
That's
same
what
page.
I mean. Okay. If I wanna kiss a girl, who do you think has the control, the girl or the guy? Like for example, for me, if I wanna make out with a girl and she doesn't want to, are we gonna make out?
No.
I don't think so. But if the girl wants to make out with me, but I don't want to, it's gonna happen regardless because in my opinion, the girl has the power, like the door to open that, right?
I get what you're saying.
So if we go back to hookup culture here, and how messed up it is, if the girl has the power for the sexual stuff to happen, the romantic stuff to happen, and hookup culture is a bad thing here, therefore you go to the root of the problem.
Yeah, I'm not out here to shame women by any means.
Does it come from girls then, or what?
I would say that we have the ability to stop it, where guys don't, because they're gonna instigate it no matter what. That's human nature.
When a girl wants to make a guy, I'm like, if I don't feel about it, it still happens, you know.
See, that's
but
so
when
weird.
a guy wants it, like if the girl's not in the mood, it's not gonna happen.
I thought you just said that you won't make out with somebody if you don't have a connection with them, though.
Yeah, but I'm talking like, for example, when you're dating and sometimes they're just not in the mood.
Oh, you're just tired or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know?
But yeah, I would say in regards to hookup culture, I think that girls hold the power, and I don't think they realize they hold the power, and I do think a lot of that stems from insecurity of like, oh my gosh, he's paying attention to me, like, I don't know when the next guy's going to pay attention to me, I should take advantage of this opportunity, and I know that because I've been there. I was in a relationship for so long, and I had never had...
For like 3 years, was it? Or is it
4.
That's it?
I'm 24.
That's a long time.
A long time, right?
Did you get married or what?
We were supposed to get married.
Did he propose?
There was a failed proposal. Like, it got screwed up.
Wait, what do you mean?
So, we were supposed to get engaged of November of last year.
So he got the ring?
Yeah.
Did you see it?
No. I just know that it was custom made, and it was very expensive. That's all I know. And it was failed because it was supposed to be on a private jet. And...
So this guy was loaded.
I mean, yeah. Well, long story short, like, we met before he got, like, a really good job, and it's like, I'm not trying to be arrogant, but I helped him get to where he was in his new job. Like...
Dude, I don't think that's arrogant. People don't understand that the only thing that a guy wants is like a girl, like a true partner that can support him. Mm-hmm. And because I truly believe girls have the power to screw over your day or make it beautiful.
Well, they say
like, it's insane.
90% of your happiness in life comes from the partner that you choose.
Like, it's insane. Like, as a guy, you have no idea how much more drive you get by having somebody support you. Like even what you said, I believe that 100%.
Yeah.
Because a girl can literally like multiply like your drive and everything that you do with work and make it like way better.
Well,
can
because
amplify your success.
Because if you're a good guy, right, you want to provide for your family and provide for her, and it's like you have that intrinsic desire to do that. So having her presence even there increases your drive to provide. Yeah, it is wild.
Yeah.
And you know that was very unfortunate circumstances that ended, but at the same...
Did you end it?
Huh?
Did you end it?
Not particularly. It was more... He ended it without meaning to end it. Like, you know, some people, when they fight, they'll just break up with the person because they don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, but like, bro, you were going to get married.
I know. So obviously there were problems. That should have been discussed. So it was
kind of like a toxic relationship.
It was a blessing in disguise that we didn't get married. But at the same time, like, yeah, so he broke up with me, didn't actually mean it. And I just didn't go back because...
He didn't mean it?
He didn't mean it. But he just did it when we were in a fight. That was really a stupid fight. But I had said previously, this has you've broken up with me probably 5 or 6 times in these 4 years, probably more than that. And if you do this again, I'm not going to come back.
And then he did again.
Yeah.
And then you're gone.
And I just knew that I'm enabling behavior that will not stop even when we're together. Like, there was one Christmas that I got broken up with because... I went to dinner with my mom and sister. Only my mom and sister. And I got broken up with because of what I was wearing. Because apparently what I was wearing was not what a wife and mother would wear.
At a restaurant?
With my mom and sister. For Christmas dinner.
Were you wearing like what? Like a bikini or something?
You want to see it? I'll show you. Because I always want to know like people's opinion. Because...
I mean, I get that, like, if you're at the gym, because there's some girls, like, bro,
I also used to be controlled. I also was not allowed to wear stuff to the gym.
I mean, you can wear whatever you want, but there's some girls that you can literally see her, like, butt cheeks.
Yeah.
So he's like, if you're in a relationship, like, why would you, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's some common sense that it has to come, you know?
I think there also has to be a mutual respect. And it's hard. That's why, like, dating is so hard, especially here, because... You get baggage with different people based on their characteristics. And what I mean by that is like...
There's a lot of baggage here.
Yeah.
People, yeah.
And a lot of people are divorced, which is really weird. And they're young and they're divorced. Why?
I know, yeah.
Well, it's probably, I'm assuming because they all get married so young. Sorry, I'm just like going through my freaking phone. I have to show you this picture. But tell me about your date last night. I'm just exposing you on the internet.
My date last night.
Wait, tell our friends. These are our friends, by the way. Like whenever I'm recording a podcast, I always say, hi friends, like so good to see you.
I say family.
Okay, well, guess you just had to one up me there, huh? Sorry. But how do you like date here? Like what do you do?
I can't honestly.
Like, are you on dating apps? Like, what's your thing?
I do a lot of in-person stuff.
Like, how do you meet girls? Because you said you don't hit on girls at the gym anymore. Like,
friends of friends. Before it was from the gym. I just like the natural stuff.
Yeah.
Like when it's just like we met naturally and we just hit it off and then we go out.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, mainly it would be like friends of friends, like common people that we have.
I see. So it's kind of like just networking and meeting different people.
Mouth.
Okay, and so you've obviously not had success because you're single. Let's just tell the world that, so that anybody who wants to hit Ben up, obviously, just he'll take you out.
But you gotta have a lot of things going on. If you
so yeah, what's your criteria, Ben? I want to know like what your criteria is for dating.
Well, I'll start with this. There's nothing that I ask that I don't have.
I really like that.
And I think it's a huge thing because a lot of people.
But do you think that men and women have to be equal?
What do you mean? No, I'm not saying equal, but there's a lot of things that girls want in a guy and guys want in a girl that they don't even have in their lives, and I think that's not fair. That's entitlement right there.
Okay.
Now for me, like, this is the thing, like. I don't want a girlfriend or wife. I want a partner. Like, my life is so cool, bro. Like, I get to help people. I get to build people. I get to build businesses. Like, I get to experience so many cool things.
Yeah.
That the thing that I want is a partner that we're engaged in the same purpose and the same mission, vision, calling.
Yeah.
And we're doing things together. We're a team.
Yeah.
You know, so, okay, let's start with my requirements.
Do you have like a list or like
what
are you?
For sure, yeah.
Also, side note, I found this outfit.
I visualize it a lot. The physical things are really important, in my opinion, as the door. Like, I want somebody that's hot, beautiful, and sexy at the same time, and you have to work out. Like, I want somebody that's badass physically and that's really active, because that's what I do. Mm-hmm. You know, dude, I've always been an athlete. I've always been doing stuff. Like,
yeah, and I love that you think some people think that that's shallow, and I'm like, no, dude.
No, bro. Like, if I'm not I say hot, sexy, and beautiful because
I live a healthy lifestyle.
But you also have to be beautiful in a way that I'm attracted to you, like in a formal way.
And I hate that people are like, oh, that's so shallow, like personality.
No, dude.
Okay, if you see a girl at a bar, great. She might have the best personality ever, but you're never going to go up and talk to her if you don't think she's pretty. Yeah. Physical is the first thing that you look at.
Oh, 100%.
For sure.
Now, if you want to stay, I look at all the other areas in your life.
Different story, yes.
And that's where I look at I want a partner that supports me in the things that I'm doing. I want somebody that I can build 20U with. Like, I can do the guy stuff, and she can like have full control on the girl stuff. And the thing is with me, because since I already chose like a different profession, which is entrepreneurship, I'm already like different from like the average human being.
Yeah.
The way I think now with girls is even harder, because like I'm all about like sacrificing your 20s for a greater good in like in your 30s, 40s. Like, I don't believe in balance, like all this stuff. So I'm like already like an extremist. Yeah. And I just want somebody that can see through that. Yeah. You know, I don't want a girl, I want a woman. Like, I want a mature woman.
What do you think is the difference between a girl and a woman?
Just be mature. Okay. Like the mental aspect.
And what is mature?
Because, dude, I mean, I go out with a lot of girls, and like there's, oh, hey, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on with your life? Oh, that's cool, hanging out with my friends. Mm-hmm. Okay, what else? I did this, and it's just like funny stuff. They're just traveling. I'm like, bro, I want somebody that is like, like I can see my future with them. Somebody that could be the mother of my kids. Because I have a lot of goals in my life, but one of the biggest things I want is to have a family. I think kids are so freaking cool.
So do you want your wife to work? Well, though, if she has kids?
We're a team. We'll do it together. Okay. You know?
So you'll raise the kids together, you mean?
Yeah, dude, I love kids. I don't see myself like just like working and leaving my kids. I want to be there, you know? But I also want to create a one of the biggest, best companies in the world, and I want to I want to build something great, and I'm already doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, I want somebody that we can do it together.
Yeah.
You know, because at the end of the day, we have different roles, and we're a team. Just as a soccer team, the goalkeeper has a role, and then the dudes that's in the middle, they have different roles, and then the striker has a different role. We all have different. We all have different roles, but we help each other and contribute.
Yeah.
You know, so. Obviously girls have way more they have a different gifts than guys in their way that they can nourish people way more and the supportive side, which I think is huge. Us is more like provide and protect and just work, you know, and that's just a fact. You know. But yeah, I don't know, that's kind of like one of the things I have.
What about like
in communication? I mean,
personality traits.
I love girls that have like strong personality. It's so attractive. Like when girls take initiative, I love it.
So would you say that you're like an alpha or beta or sigma male? That's totally fine. You're just not up to date with pop culture. I mean, I feel like you would know the difference between alpha male and beta male, right? Like if you're an alpha or a beta.
I think I'm a pretty like tough dude and everything, but like with the right girl, it gets my goofy side out. That's
fair. So you can like let your guard down.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
Like I'm like locked in when I need to do stuff, and I'm like a lot of stuff that fuels me comes from negative energy and stuff like that, and I want to cut your throat. I'm competitive and aggressive, all this stuff. But like if I'm with the right girl, you're gonna see my goofy side because I don't want to show you that. Yeah. Like you're gonna see it, but like I can be everything. I can be like a tough dude, but also an emotional dude. I can be like a competitive dude, but also a sensitive guy. I'm able to do all those things.
But that's cool though that you have the ability to recognize that it's not necessarily weak. Yeah, it's not weak for you to show your emotions and be vulnerable, because I think that's like a very important thing. No.
Especially with communication, because for me, I mean, my parents are getting divorced right now, and in communication, I always saw that, dude, like with my relationships, I would set one day a week just to sit down for 2 hours. I would call it like inventory and just talk about us, like just the relationship. Because I'll be like, dude, and I'm always taking the initiative of this because I want the relationship to succeed. I'm like,
and you want it to grow and develop.
If I'm committing into something, I want to make it work. I want to make it happen. That's what like my mentality. So if I'm gonna be with you, like we're gonna make it work.
100%.
So with like in my relationships, I would like set a day, like specifically one time a week. And even like we're having good communication during the week, but I want to make extra stuff just to make sure that we're talking. Because I would be like, dude, I'm an imperfect dude. Sometimes I do things that might offend you and stuff like that. And I want to know because I want to get better. I want this to succeed. So I want to know like how you're feeling. And I would always encourage that. I would be like, please tell me, like, what am I doing wrong? What can I do good? And we just talk for 2 hours about each other.
I'm going to cry.
And just like we'd set goals and just to create more awareness because I want to know what's going on.
Okay, but Ben, like, you don't even realize how insurmountably like beneficial and critical that is. For one, not only the relationship to succeed, but for also like the woman in your life to feel heard.
Yeah.
But that, I would say, like, all the women out there 100% agree with me. Half the time, I mean, it's like that freaking movie video we watched, It's Not About the Nail. Sometimes, like, we just want to feel heard. We want to know that our feelings are recognized and that you see them as valid. And, you know, on top of that, and probably more importantly, that you as men are willing to make those changes if we feel that there is something that needs to be changed.
And I always would give them the space because, like, yeah, I might come across sometimes like a dig or just like a cocky dude. But honestly, I always like, I'm like...
You care.
Like, I'm like, bro, like, I'm an imperfect dude. I know I make a lot of mistakes. Like, I'm the hardest judge of myself.
Yeah.
I know all my weaknesses already before you even tell me.
Yeah.
But I still want to know because I want to get better.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly want. And it comes from a place of love. It comes from a place that I want to get better. It comes from a place that I want to improve. So please tell me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I'm not going to get offended. No, bro. Like, we're not going to argue about it.
Yeah.
Like, you have to... Dude, I don't even get mad anymore. Like, you have to do something really stupid to piss me off. But with a girl, I'm like... Because I've seen the other side. I've seen how girls get treated by guys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I have a list of all the things I cannot do.
Yeah.
So it gives me a lot of place for things that I can do. You know?
Yeah.
So I've always wanted to, like... I don't know, like I feel like I'm pretty good at it when it comes to stuff like that. We can in a humble way, but like you know,
that's good though. Thing. No, and I love that. I love that you can share that, and it's like, and you mentioned you're like in a humble way. Like I don't think it's wrong, and I think we've become so sensitive to like people being like arrogant. But I'm like, it's if you're good at something and like it's beneficial, like that's not wrong. Like that's good that you can do that and that you're able to be like open, because it's very rare for, and that's I think the problem that I face is like finding men that can be like assertive and strong and masculine and dominant, but at the same time also be willing to be like sensitive and understanding and patient and kind.
And I'll be honest with you,
It's
like,
so hard.
like all this stuff, because I feel like, okay, again, I'll just keep it real. I think I'm a pretty good partner. Like, I look at all the areas of my life, like physically, financially, mentally, and spiritually, and I know I can bring a lot of freaking value.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
And it's not just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna have. I'm like, girl, you're gonna have like the best time of your life. You're gonna win. We're gonna help people. We're gonna have a great family. We're gonna have like all this stuff.
Yeah.
So like, even though like that's my mentality and the value that I can bring, bro, I got like girls that have cheated on me. Girls that talk crap about me. Freaking, I have bad experiences with girls.
Interesting.
And like, I still question, like, is it worth it to be a good guy? Like, to be this? Because like, I've come to the point that I'm like,
well, because you see all these guys just getting all these girls that treat them like garbage, right? So you're like, what am I doing wrong? Yeah.
Yeah, not just that, but I've come to the conclusion that it's not my standard. It's just the girls just have a low standard.
Yeah.
And the gap is too big. So I'm like, I can't even relate at this point, you know? So it's like,
yeah.
And especially with the culture here, like I always say, like with girls, I'll be like, bro, first of all, I'm not gonna compete. Like if I know that you're going out with other guys and kissing, like I'm out.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't work with me.
Yeah.
It might work with other dudes, but I'm just different. I'm not better, or like I don't think I'm like that. I'm just different.
Yeah.
I'm not your average dude that is just gonna like chase you. I don't play games.
Yeah.
Like if you don't show me or you're taking initiative or whatever, I'm out.
Yeah.
Because it has to be reciprocated. Because I'm not just gonna like chase you because of what you have. Because for me, I have a lot of things going on in my life. And if you can't see that, it's going to be your loss.
Yeah.
Like if I didn't have anything, yeah, I'll chase you and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Because I don't have anything else.
Yeah.
But since that's not the case.
Totally.
And you're not the only thing good happening to me, I have a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to drop everything for you.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like very like straightforward. I mean, I don't say that, but like, I mean, I've said that in like after going out with them.
Yeah.
But I'm like, bro, I don't compete.
Yeah.
Like if you don't take interested, I'm not going to do everything for you.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
it's
like,
hard because I think a lot of girls expect that here.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. So that totally makes sense why you would have a hard time, because what you're looking for is just not as much the demographic that's here.
I agree.
Because again, like we mentioned, girls are looking more for a guy to take care of them, and you are looking more for a partner. I'm totally in the same boat, and I feel like I've experienced similar issues, and it's like I want a partner, because it's like, I don't know, I guess to me, I'm like, what is the point of being with somebody if they're not going to be your equal or push you to be like a better person? And to me, that's what a partner is. You know, somebody that encourages you to be better, that can work with you and go through experiences and hardships.
And somebody that I can go through hell with.
Yes,
hell
that's
back.
Still going to be
and
there.
That pretty face is not going to get you through hell.
Yes.
You
know, and so
skills.
I agree. 100%.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, I'm still working on it. I don't like to talk in a negative way, because I don't want to vibrate and have that frequency.
Yeah,
I'm actually changing
for sure.
that, because I'm a true believer that you are your creator. Whatever you get in life, you invited it at some point.
Yes.
And I truly believe that. And like the fact with girls and this is something I learned, because I was like having an inventory with myself a couple weeks ago. Like,
I love that you call it an inventory. I think that's so funny.
Yeah, because dude, I'm a regular dude. I don't think I'm pretty smart. So I'm like, the only thing I can know, like I can control is I can get better every day. So I always have like feedback with myself. I always have inventories with myself. I'm super aware of where I'm going in my life.
100%.
So I was having like this inventory with myself, and I'm like, okay, of all the areas in my life which I'm making progress, the only one that is like freaking annoying me is the romantic one. Like all of my past relationships, why? So I just started thinking, I'm like, okay.
That's good though that you can look back at your past, because some people, and this has been one of my biggest battles this year in 2023, is not feeling like my relationship was a waste of time. I have had to try so hard.
To learn from it as much
Me
as
too.
I can.
I'm like, because what is the point? If not, then there was no point, right? So what can I learn? And it's hard to take responsibility, because even though I know like my relationship ending really at the end of the day wasn't my fault, like I know that now, I still am trying my best to think I'm not perfect. What could I have done better? Because that's the only way that I'll ever grow as an individual.
Even though like there's a lot of relationships that, dude, I was in love and stuff, but it didn't work and it came from the other person, I still think that was under my control. Why? Because of this thing. because I realized that even when I was with this the girl, whatever, that I actually saw like my future with and everything, and didn't work out, I still had the mentality of I'm a lone wolf, nobody cares, because that's I've been developing that for so long, because my life has been like that, like pretty lonely, not being able to push through a lot of things just on my own,
and it's scary to rely on somebody else.
And I still had that mentality. So now it clicked. I was like, dude, because even though, I was behaving in a way that I wanted to be with or whatever, but like my mentality, I still have that energy.
And there's a disconnect.
I still kept attracting that.
Yes.
So this happened again last week, and I started like changing the way I think and the way I, like my frequency and the way I feel about it. Because I'm like, no, dude, like even though like I'm a tough dude and like lone wolf, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I'm not made to be by myself.
Yeah.
Though I'll live like that for sure, but now I'm like allowing somebody else to be with me and kind of like accept that part that I'm not here to be by myself.
Yeah.
You know, so it's still a work in progress, but even I looked at all the relationships and I'm like, you know what? That was the thing, because I still thought that way. I still had that energy inside. I still thought about it. Therefore, I kept attracting it without me even noticing it.
Yeah.
You know, so I still think it was my responsibility. And
but I still think,
under my control.
That's a lot of self-awareness, though, that you have, that you can actually recognize that your mindset and your behaviors didn't necessarily match. And that's what we call, in, I guess, academia, cognitive dissonance.
I was not aligned.
Yeah.
It was not congruent.
And that's what it is. Yeah, it's cognitive dissonance is when you're practicing in a way that is different from what your mind is thinking. So that creates a lot of mental stress for people.
It came from my insecurities at the end of the day.
Yep.
Because that's something I don't struggle with a lot, because I've been working way better at it. But it's like that nobody cares about me, I'm by myself, nobody's going to help me, and like all that stuff.
And I think a lot of that... But I think a lot of that of like nobody cares about me, I have to do it myself, is because you've had to do things yourself.
I mean, the thing is, from all my experiences, you know,
you have been the best person to rely on when things go hard. You yourself have been the person you have relied on the most.
Oh, 100%.
And I am the same way. We have very similar mindsets in how we handle hardships. And I'm also that way too, of like lone wolf type thing. But I feel like
I don't want that though. Like I don't want to be a lone wolf.
See, and that's what's hard is I feel like
be a two wolf.
I feel like
two lone wolf.
two lone wolf.
Partner wolf.
I feel like after my relationship ended, I was like, okay, I need to date. I need to have these experiences because I hadn't dated before that. And my parents were like, I think it would be really healthy for you to date other people. And I was like, yeah, you're not wrong. That's a good idea. And it's weird though, because now it's like I was seeking in other people, and this is so textbook, but it's like I was seeking in other people the things that I no longer had that used to be in an old partner. And that doesn't get you anywhere. You're just transferring one thing to another person. And I was like, wait, I'm just dating to make myself feel satisfied in terms of just having company, in terms of just having conversation, in terms of just having another person there. And so I realized, crap, okay, I'm searching for something to make me feel happy. I'm searching for something to make me feel complete. And so it was kind of that moment that I was like, crap, I need to take a step back from this. I need to get back to being completely independent, being completely happy on my own. And it's like that develops so much internal peace. And I know that in life we talk about control being a bad thing, but I feel like learning to be completely in control of what determines my happiness has led to so much peace for me, because I'm the one that's driving the ship of my life.
I think that's huge, because I always tell girls and guys, I'm like, bro, if you're not confident or fulfilled or happy by yourself, you cannot be in a relationship.
But that's what people do relationships for.
You're going to give the power to somebody else, and that's where abusive comes, and that's where control comes. Because
insecurities get even worse.
If you're fulfilled by your own, like on your own, and you're confident, now you can find somebody who's at the same level, and you can share that,
and then you grow together.
It magnifies, it makes it way better.
You have to be two happy people, and then you come together and add to each other's happiness.
That's what I think relationships are truly for. It's a value exchange. I have so much value to bring, and you have so much value, and we're gonna trade that value to each other.
Yes.
You know, but I think most relationships are not like that. You know, they depend on the other person for their happiness, fulfillment, confidence, and that's where.
Yeah.
I don't think it's supposed to be like that, dude. I don't think so. And because you look back in the day, like when you get married and start a family, it's like you start your own tribe, it's a team, you're dominant. Like that's what I want.
Yeah.
Now I see people getting married in relationships and they're weak. They're soft. They're not going anywhere. They're just like, if you're a mess, now you're in a relationship and both of you are a mess, you know?
Yeah. And I don't want people to get this confused and think that we're trying to say that each person needs to contribute the same things equally. That's
no,
no.
it's different stuff.
Yeah, it's so different. Like it's almost like a puzzle piece, right? Like you're going to have some strengths that can make up for that other person's weakness and vice versa. So it's like, I think that's important to remember too. And that's why men and women are different.
You complement each other.
You complement each other 100%.
But you have to be fulfilled. You have to be confident
on your own.
Yes. And then you've earned the right to be with somebody
That's
else.
another thing too. It makes you feel good. Like I feel like I'm finally in a place of, wow, I feel so good.
You make better decisions because you're not making.
Yes.
Okay, let me say this. The worst decisions you're ever going to make in your life are based on emotion. You're in love, you're angry, you're sad,
Yes.
you're even happy. You have to be logical because the best decisions you're ever going to make are based on truth and facts.
Yes.
If you can make a decision based on facts and logic and truth and then add the emotion, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Like it comes to a point with girls that I can be with a girl and I can be like, oh, she's cool and all, but I can turn that emotion off and be like, does she align to what I want in my life? Is she gonna, and then I start looking at the facts and I'm like, not really. And I can just turn off the emotion really fast. I'm like, you know what? This is not going to work out.
I'm so glad you said that because one, that is so important for people to understand,
because a lot
especially
of girls,
when you're
they
young.
make the emotion because they're more emotional driven. A lot of guys make the decision because they're more horny.
And you're young and whatever it may be.
Yeah. And they jump into a relationship and they're miserable for the rest of their lives.
That was probably the number one thing that I learned. And actually, this was a big reason why I didn't go back to my relationship was because and this might be controversial for some people, and I don't know how you feel about it, but for me, I have learned through what I've been through in my relationship, which I will say the things that happened in the 4 years of my relationship, we went through what like marriages will go through in 20 years, like really bad stuff. And I learned at the end of the day, love is not enough. And
no, it's not.
But people get married because they're in love. And it's like at the end of the day, I started to shift my mindset. Instead of being like, okay, I know I love this person. That's fine. I know that I will always love him and I will always love him. Always. But what I started to think was I would see certain behaviors and I would think about certain conversations we would have. And I would think to myself, okay, is this going to translate to you being a good husband? Is this going to translate to you being a good father? Is this going to translate to you being able to make sacrifices and pick our kids up from practice when I'm working late? It really started to make me think, do you as an individual, are you compatible with me and my qualities and my traits long term for us to be an effective, cohesive working partnership? That's all logic. And I had to realize, shoot, that's nothing wrong per se. That's not anything wrong with him. That's not anything wrong with me. We might just not be compatible long term. And that's a really, really hard conversation to have with yourself, but I also think it's super respectable.
I don't know if you
can do that.
But what you just said, I love confrontation.
Yeah.
Because I just love to fix stuff.
Yeah.
I love to solve stuff.
Yeah.
So I would always tell like girls that I was going out with or stuff, like in a relationship, I'm like, bro, I want to learn how to argue with you. I want to fight. I want to disagree with you. I want to have different opinions.
When I hear couples who are like, oh, we've been together a year, we're perfect, we haven't argued once, I said, get ready.
Like, I'm
it's
like,
false.
I know
it's not real.
Not going to be perfect. I know we're going to struggle, but I want to learn how to handle it. Mm-hmm. That's why I want to confront stuff and I want to talk about it. I want to see how you feel. If it's necessary, I want you to curse me and all this stuff because I want to see how can we make it work. Because I know it's not going to be sunshines and rainbows and butterflies.
It's easy to get along when it's sunshine. Yeah. You want to know how you interact when it's bad. I want to
disagree with you. Yeah. I want to be different. Like I want that.
Because you need to know that you can work through conflict with that person. That's so important. And the problem isn't, it's a Utah thing. People date and they get married in 6 months. They never go through that. They never have the honeymoon phase be over. And then it's like, oh, shoot.
They don't talk about this stuff and they just put dirt in the wound until 2 years down the road, the thing explodes because of all the garbage they've been dragging for so long.
You got to talk about finances. You got to talk about future goals, your children.
Sexual stuff, your family, communication, your friends, everything.
You have to have those conversations. And I think it's weird that people think that that's like wrong to do in the beginning. I'm like, no.
Communication is one of the biggest things in a relationship.
Oh, yeah. If you don't know how to communicate, bye. Don't even waste your time with a relationship if you can't communicate. 100%. Because that's where it all starts. Right. Every problem starts with a lack of communication.
Most of the times because again, I'll be honest with you, because I know like I'm a really imperfect dude, but I think like my experience with girls, like most of the times it didn't work out is because the other person didn't communicate, or they weren't willing, or they were not doing stuff. Because I'm like, I'm imperfect, but I'll make it work. Like I'll figure it out. Let's figure it out. But it always came from the other side, in my opinion, because they never learned those skills. You know. So I don't know. I think it's an interesting game.
Yeah, it is interesting, and it is interesting how everybody's different. Like, I think even for as a woman, I feel like I'm in a very unique situation. I've talked to so many girls here who are going. I'm in a unique situation because of like what I'm doing in my life, and the men here are not used to that. Like a lot. I mean, this is so stereotypical, but girls here, they go to school to do hair or to be an esthetician, and so it's like guys can totally ride their high of meeting these girls.
Because it doesn't align.
Yeah.
And that's something that I've learned now, is that I always tell even girls or people, I'm like, bro, if you want to get to know me, don't believe what I say. Look at my habits, look at my fruits, look at my results. Judge me for that. 100%. Judge me for what I do.
Yeah.
Not for what I say. Because now, and this is for you guys, the best way to get to know somebody is by their fruits.
Yes.
By the results. Yeah. By their habits.
Yeah.
Don't buy the BS that they say.
No.
Look at their fruits. Look at the habits. Look at what they do, how they treat people when you go out, how they behave, how they handle themselves, how they talk to their family, their friends, the topics that they talk about, the time they wake up, their work, literally everything, and then start believing what they say.
Well, yeah.
Makes life way easier.
Oh, 100%.
But I want to acknowledge that, because I feel like you have that pretty good in your life too.
Thank you. And it is wild because, and I don't think I would have believed if someone would have told me 5 years ago I'd be in this position. And it's like, it takes time and it takes effort to grow into the person that you are capable of becoming. And it's like, I did not get to this position only from studying, right? I got here because I worked on my daily habits. I set goals. I was very conscious and aware of things that I needed to do every day to elevate myself as an individual. Because like you said, when you're doing things that put out a certain energy, like those things come back to you. And I didn't fully believe it until things just started to happen.
Yeah,
and I was like, this is so weird. What's going on? But it's true. Like when you start to do that, and it made me realize that I need to also surround myself with people who are like that too. And it's weird because I've lost, and you can probably resonate with this, I've lost friendships because I started going in different directions in life.
But I think it's fine because you get more quality than the quantity.
Yeah, but it's weird how people don't want to see you succeed.
And you know what? I'm really grateful because, like, even though, like, I have a hard time with, like, girls, and I mean, not with girls, but, like, going out and, like, trying to find something I want, like, the things I want. I've been really blessed by God, by the girls I have around me, like you, Rachel, my other friends and stuff, because you guys, like, it gives me hope that there's, like, great girls out there, like, honestly.
Thank you. Yeah.
And it's not like I'm just crazy.
No, you're
Because
not.
I'm surrounded by a lot of great girls that I can see qualities of the things that I want.
I feel the same way. Yeah, I feel like you're a go-getter. Like, you have a lot of great qualities, and so I'm like, okay, it's not lost. But you have your head on straight, right? And you're aware. And I think half these guys out there are just not even aware. But again, and I think it's important to note too that you are not going to be everybody's cup of tea. And that's totally fine. Like, I don't think every girl has to do what I'm doing or has to be like me. I don't think every guy has to be like you. But it's also fine for me to it's also fine for me to say that then on the flip side that I don't want a guy like that. I want a guy like this.
I'll be honest with you, dude. And this, again, it sounds cocky. I don't give a crap. If guys could do, and I'm not claiming to be perfect, but if you could do the habits and the things, systems I teach and the principles, this world will be completely different.
So different.
Because that's what I chose to be, to show all these young kids what they should be doing in their own freaking life.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have that.
100%.
So I truly believe that, like, the same thing with you. If more girls could do what you do, chase their dreams, they have goals, working themselves mentally, physically, help people with this platform, everything that you're doing, bro, this world would be completely different.
Yeah.
And there's a lack of people who do that. You know, so I just think that's a huge thing for sure. And I always tell girls, like, when I know they're living under a rock and they're living less of what they should do, I'm like, dude, you gotta freaking step up.
Like, you have potential,
like, you have all this and you're not doing it.
Yeah.
And they're scared because they don't want to be that girl, you know, or they don't want to be that guy.
Well, yeah, because people, it's scary. It's scary to fail because there's a risk of failure.
I mean, not just failure, but I think it's scary to stand out. It's scary to go the opposite way. It's scary to be different. But for me, being different is the new cool. Believing in God is cool. Helping people is cool. Being a good guy, good girl is cool. Having goals is cool. Being disciplined is cool.
But it's human nature to want to be comfortable. We've been raised in America on a cushion. And if you're comfortable the way that you're living, and it is human nature to do the easiest thing and take the easiest way out.
I agree.
So it's like, if you don't have that internal drive to do anything more, it's very normal and common for people to just live comfortably and to continue being average their entire life. And that's the difference between people like us and people like that. We just have that desire and drive to do more and to be more.
Okay, let's make it funny so we can start wrapping it up for the...
I was gonna say, I think we're about at that time. I'm sure you guys probably need a snack.
Let's talk about red flags.
Oh no.
Okay, you go and I go one and one.
Okay.
Funny stuff.
So,
like everything, no filter.
I think a red flag is if a guy doesn't have a good relationship with his parents, specifically his mother. That
says a lot. Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Okay. I always ask that on like a first day. Say, how's your relationship with your mom?
That's interesting.
I'm also very blunt. I just don't care. What's yours? Because I have a lot. Don't worry.
Okay, I'll start smooth, and then I'll go.
Okay.
If you don't work out.
Okay.
It's just like when, like, if a girl doesn't work out, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like how?
Dude, I'm the same way. I'm like,
do
how?
Something, just move. Like,
yeah.
You don't. Like, it doesn't make sense.
It blows my mind.
Like, it's like
It's so weird.
Like, it tells me you're so lazy.
And to me, it's also like you don't respect your body in a way too, because it's like
it's the minimum, bro. Like, you move your butt, go to the gym, do something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's the basic things, and you're not doing the minimum. I don't want you around me.
I would agree. So I'll piggyback off that. And again, you have to work out. And I'm not saying that you have to freaking be like this big bodybuilder, but I like to second what I just said is I think it shows that you respect your body. And
shows discipline too.
Yes. And that's the thing too, is I love the gym because besides the fact if you're on steroids, which you still have to work hard if you're on steroids, like people don't understand that too. You don't just blow up for no reason. But if you're in the gym, the reason I love the gym is because I think it is like the most fair place, because what you put in is what you get out. And the only way you get out what you put in is if you're working hard and if you're being disciplined. And so it's like, I have so much respect for people who do that. So to me, that mindset that you have in the gym oftentimes translates to other areas of your life. And
Your
I live
body
yeah.
is a reflection of what's inside your mind.
Yes, and I live a very healthy lifestyle, and I didn't realize how much of an impact that was going to have on like my relationship, because I was like, oh wow, it actually is important to me that you work out and go to the gym and do all these things.
So that's also a red flag for you, like the working out
Yes,
thing?
they
Okay.
need to work out, and I prefer, I mean, I'm just going to be totally honest. I like guys that are like built, that are bigger. Like
Yeah.
I like guys that are not
Which is
shredded,
fine,
but yeah. But I'm also tall. So it's like I have a lot of muscle mass in my body, and so like I don't want to say bigger for a girl because I'm not, but it's like I also don't want my partner to look weird standing next to me
Yeah.
if they don't have a good amount of muscle on them. And so, yeah, I think that for multiple reasons.
But that's fair because you can offer that though. you know?
Yes. I would say it's a red flag if you don't
Yeah.
exercise or eat healthy. I also want to be able to like cook with my partner. And I'm not saying you have to eat, you know, super, super good every single day. I just don't want you to be eating McDonald's every day,
Yeah.
you know? So, Kane, your turn.
If they're hairy.
Interesting. That's fair. No, totally
Yeah,
fair.
I even shave myself.
I
so,
know you
like,
do.
Like
I know.
Like hygiene is a huge thing for me. The way you handle yourself, the way you dress, like the way you look. Like you gotta take care of yourself physically.
Yeah.
And like hair, like I don't know.
Yeah. That
Like
makes sense.
especially in your face and stuff, like arms. I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I just don't like it.
That's fair. No, I would totally agree. I think hygiene's super important.
And I think it's kind of like an area, like a branch from like working out, because like it's your body. You want to look good. You want to smell good. You want to look good. You want to like, you want that.
Yeah.
I think appearance, even though like people are like, oh, it doesn't matter.
This is all I want to do. I just don't think I could do that because it's the mindset for me.
Yeah.
They
agree.
don't want, if they're like, oh, I started my own plumbing business, different story, personally. Or somebody's
Sure,
like,
more like entrepreneurship guys and stuff.
every guy I've dated is an entrepreneur.
That's interesting.
Or they were going to law school. Yeah. But, Yeah, and my dad's an entrepreneur. There
Yeah.
is correlation with your dad and who date and
For
girls.
sure.
But
I want somebody like my mom.
so it's like, yeah, but they also, if they're educated, like that's fine too, you
Yeah.
know. Or I'm gonna be. They're also a doctor or a lawyer. I actually don't want to date another doctor, but I would
be
be
a
fine
mess.
with like a lawyer. Yeah, it would be a mess, or somebody who's getting their master's in something, because it's the mindset of wanting to grow and continue to
Yeah.
learn and develop and educate. And I'm probably going to be going to lots of events with educated people. I want my partner to be able to keep up in conversation, and I don't care if that sounds superficial. I just don't. Like, I want what I want, and I'm
Well,
not going to
that's where you're
apologize
going,
for
so
it.
you need somebody to be in the same boat.
Yeah.
Oh, I have another one. If you're not touchy, bro, if you're not touchy, it turns me off so fast.
Like, if you don't have the same love languages, you mean?
Like if I go out with you, you didn't even like hug me or like touchy or like
Yeah.
or, like something like, bro, like it's because okay, like the first day I get it, but second, third, like if you don't touch me or something, because I'll do it, but like if I don't get reciprocated, I'm like I don't need. Like, yeah, I'm off.
Okay,
Like,
this
it
is
what it
not a red flag,
I'm
but
out.
it's an ick, because I didn't know what ick meant for a long time, but
Like,
then
he's
my...
like,
An ick I have is if a guy tries to hold my hand on the first date. I don't like it, because I'm like, I don't know you well enough yet. Don't do that.
yeah.
I can do like a hand on the leg. That's fine. I don't know. I'm very touchy too, but I have to have developed some type of emotional connection with you. And then like for me, obviously you have to be physically attractive, like duh.
Yeah.
But in my experiences, I don't like when like someone.
And I
holds my
feel
hand on
like
the
for
first
me,
date.
like the touchy part comes again from the initiative. If you don't take initiative, like
Yeah.
I don't.
But
Like,
I'm
dude,
so
I'll
picky.
show you if I am attracted to you, if I like you, like. But if you don't show me anything or take initiative that you're interested, I'm not gonna do it. Like if you don't take initiative to like show something, like I don't want to be a part of it. Because initiative, if you don't have initiative, I'm not just talking about romantic stuff, but it translates into every single area.
Okay,
You're not
yeah.
gonna take initiative to like be nice to other people, to like friggin'. If I'm having a hard day or like ask a question or something like you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I have a question for you.
Like the initiative thing is huge for
So
me.
would you say that this is initiative? I'm gonna share like a story. Well, I'll keep it short, but I went on a first date with this guy, right? And I swear, if he watches this, you know who you are. I just have this. I don't really care. We're cool, so it's whatever.
Is that the dude I met?
No. No. And we went and played pickleball.
Yeah.
And we had been chatting for probably the week prior. So I feel like there was already developing some type of emotional connection. So we're playing pickleball. I'm very competitive, and he was competitive too. So I don't know. We just got along really well. And I was like, okay, we're vibing. This is great. And so even though it was a first date, and I'm normally not somebody that's very like touchy on the first date, like we were leaving pickleball and we were just talking in the parking lot because his car's over here and my car's over here. So we're talking and it's getting kind of cold. And so I took and maybe you, I don't know if you would find this as initiative. I could have said, okay, I'm going to go now. Like, you know, it's been so fun hanging out with you. I'd love to go out again, and then get in my car and go. But instead I was like, we should probably continue this conversation in your car. Like, I did that on purpose.
Like that's what I mean. Like, and this is the
Because
other
eventually I was hoping that maybe like he would kiss me or something.
thing. Yeah, this is the other thing I don't like, and I think it comes back with the initiative is that when girls are too strict, when they have like, oh, I don't do this in the first, I don't do it like in the first. Day,
I feel like you really have to feel it out though.
No, I know, but
you
like
really
just
do.
be flexible, you know.
Yeah.
Just like if you live your life by a set of rules or like a checklist, like I don't do this and this, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Because I get it, I have the same thing, but dude, I'm like the most natural, flexible dude ever. Like if I like you in the first day, dude, I'll kiss you in the first day. I don't care.
Yeah.
But if I don't, I'm not gonna do it.
And
like
I feel
don't
like you
have
can feel if she feels it too.
Yeah, but the thing is, like if you don't show it, like I don't know, I can't read your brain.
Yeah.
So like I don't know. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like I'll show you, like I'll make a move, but if it like it's weird, I'm like, okay, Carly sucks. So
See,
then,
but it's like, will you make a move if you don't know if she's into it or not?
the thing is, I'm always taking initiative. So I really like girls that, for example, like the girl that I really really like, was in love, like, bro. Since the day we met, she started taking initiative, and she showed me from the beginning that she was attracted to me, and I like it was reciprocated really fast.
Yeah.
And then like it was natural, we hit it off really well.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I like.
Yeah.
Now when I'm like I have to figure it out, and after the fourth date, I don't even know if she girls likes me or not. It makes it weird if I make
Yeah.
a move. And then if she likes me, like I'm like it's weird.
Yeah, I
don't
do
like
agree.
it.
You have to feel it out. And it's
'Cause,
like, yeah.
dude, where I'm from, like you meet a girl, you know, like if she likes you or not, because they're pretty blunt. It's like, no, I don't like you. Yeah, I like you. I'm attracted. Let's go out and it just goes, it just flows. Here it's just so strict. There's just so many boxes and systems and like set of rules that I just don't like.
Yeah, and so, okay, I do have a question is, do you find that it's harder for you to develop the emotion? Like, do you find that the problems with girls you go out with is more the lack of emotional attraction or the lack of physical attraction?
Wait, say that again?
Okay, so it's like on the aggregate, if you kind of look back on the dates you've been on, would you say the lack of attraction comes more from the emotional side or the physical side?
Them to me or me to them?
Like like when you're thinking about them, would you say that like if dates didn't go as well, like was it because you felt a lack of attraction to them emotionally or was it more physically?
Emotionally. Because if you're not cute, I'm not going to go out with you.
Okay, but that's hard because I feel like I met people on dating apps, so it's like you can always put your best foot forward in a picture, which is funny because I'm the opposite. I feel like I can create an emotional connection with so many people, and I would do that on like because I'd meet people.
No, like for me, it's definitely emotional because I get to a point that I'm talking to girls and I'm like, bro, like what the freak do you do? Like, what do you do with your life? Like what? Like I'm just like amazed. Like I can't.
I love you're like
I can't even
what?
relate. Like what the hell do you do with your life? Like hanging out with your friends, like the thing.
Yeah.
Like you're like.
I'm like, dude, I have no friends to hang out with.
I'm sorry. I know it sounds bad, but I'm like, you're like cute enough. I don't say this for sure because I'm not a dick.
No?
But I'm like, you're cute enough, but like you don't have anything in your brain, bro. Like. No skills, no goals, no desire. I don't even want to talk to you anymore.
But like, I'm glad that guys,
like
some guys appreciate
me so
that.
Bad, like it's freaking pissing me off.
See, that's so weird.
Like you're so empty.
Yeah.
Like create something, bro. Go work, create some skills, or do something. Like read some books, do something with your freaking life, dude.
That is so funny because it's
definitely emotional.
I feel so opposite. I feel like I can talk to any guy and create like a good emotional connection, but I'm like, damn it. I get mad at myself because I'm like, why can't I just be more attracted to you? You're going to die. When I was in high school, I was like convincing myself that I had to be a lesbian. I swear to God. I kid you not. Because I did not like any of the guys in my school. I was like, oh my gosh.
I'm pretty sure I'm gay. I don't know.
Dude, I was like, they're so immature. They're so short.
I'm not, by the way. I'm just a joke.
And I'm not gay. But anyway, I was like, oh my gosh. And then when I got to college, I was like, maybe I'm just like asexual. Like maybe I'm just not attracted to anybody. Because again, I got into college, I was not attracted to any guys until my last relationship. And that was so long. And I think that's been a really hard thing for me to get over because I was like, damn, he was the only guy I was ever really attracted to.
I'm attracted to a lot of emotional stuff.
I'm like, am I going to feel that way again? And so it's like, I feel like on the aggregate from my dates is I'm very picky. So granted, I was on dating apps, so I would only go out with guys that I knew had certain criteria, like they were an entrepreneur, or they were getting their master's, or they were going to law school, or they're XYZ, right? So I'm like, cool, they fit all of my boxes, and like we would chat before we would go out, and I'm like, oh, we have great conversation, I'm developing this emotional connection, this is fantastic, and then we would meet in person, and it was like, damn it, I just want to be friends with you. Like, you're a cool dude, but I'm not physically attracted to you. Yeah. There's been very few guys that I've been physically attracted to. And all of them have just wanted to have sex with me and then not have anything else.
You know, it's interesting because I feel like I'm like, even though I show, like, I come across, like, straightforward, like, direct, like, probably a dig or, like, egotistical or whatever. Bro, I'm like a teddy bear. Like, honestly, when I like think of like a partner, I just, yeah.
You're really nice.
She has to be hot, be all this stuff and like badass, but I just want somebody I can share like wins and just connect and just talk and stuff like that.
I love
somebody that supports me, that shows me that she cares about me and stuff. Like when girls do that to me, bro, like it freaking means the world to me.
Yeah.
Like I had a girl that I did an ultra marathon, 50 miles on my own, and it was like New Year's and stuff. And I was going to spend New Year's by myself because I was like, dude, I want to get better. I want to build momentum. And she like showed up and we spent New Year's together. And she saw me crying when I finished it and everything. Because I was on my own. It was raining. It was snowing. It was just me. But she was there. And dude, that meant the world to me.
Yep.
That's the moment when I was like, I truly developed love for her.
Yeah.
Because like stuff like that, like I don't get it. You know,
yeah, like she showed up.
Like at the end of the day, yeah, like the physical stuff is important, but like for me, I just want that. like somebody that's there, that's the
Supports you.
support,
Yeah.
the nourishing part that believes in, like somebody that believes in me, bro. Like it means the world. Like even though again, like I'm like a teddy bear, like it gets my soft stuff out.
Yeah.
You know.
100%.
So I don't know. I think I'm really emotional, mentally driven when it comes to like girl stuff. Like again, the door is the physical stuff, but that's just the door.
Yeah.
In order to stay everything else, like what we're gonna talk about and everything, it's mental, emotional stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know if because I don't know if a lot of guys are like, probably they are. I don't know. Because most guys are like, oh, I just want to bang if they're cute, sexy, work out, have a nice butt. I'm like, bro, but like, yeah, I get it. But there's more.
And that's what makes me mad is I'm like, yeah, every other girl might be like that. But I'm like, I mean, I've worked a lot on my confidence. I mean, I'm like, yeah, I think I'm pretty hot. But guess what? I have so much more to offer than that. And that's what makes me mad is I'm like, you could go find another girl that's hot, but she has nothing in her brain. Like, go have sex with her. But it's like, I've got
like,
a lot
I
going
want
for
to talk
me.
to you. Like,
Yeah.
I could, like, dude, just talking to you for like 2 hours until like 3 a.m. Like, it like means the world to me.
Yeah. 100%.
You know, I think it's so cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, I want to argue with you. I want to cry with you. I want to talk to you. Like,
Because
I don't
that's
know if
life. That's life.
Yeah.
That's real life.
And I know it sounds like, oh, Ben, you're like a freaking girl. No, dude, I think that's how you connect with people.
It's
you know,
true.
you can be tough and sensitive.
You grow through what you go through.
You
I
can
mean,
be
it's
a hard dude
cliche,
and
but it's
everything,
real.
but you can also be an emotional guy. You can do everything.
Yeah.
You know, it really depends, like the situation.
It's true.
So
But I do think that we should probably wrap it up.
yeah,
Guys, obviously, we're
That was
a
good.
disaster.
was
That
good.
was
It's
so
funny.
good. It's so funny because I feel like we always have good conversations that finally I was like, wait, we need to like put this on a podcast because I feel like I'm literally just talking to you.
yeah.
You know, it's so real. And, you know, whether you guys are in a relationship or whether you're not, hopefully you're figuring it out. Again, we're not perfect. We're figuring it out just like you guys are. If you have any questions, always DM us, you know, Stand Firm Official, with any questions you might have. And if you guys ever want to offer us any advice, we'll always be around to take it. So,
Yeah.
if you guys
Thank
want
you.
more,
It was a good combo.
yeah, if you guys want more of Ben and I, let us know. But yeah, it was awesome. So thank you
Yeah.
guys.
See you guys later and follow us on Stand Firm with Ben and Eden. See you
Yeah.
guys later.
Both.